Welcome. This content is presented by Ajit Kumar Nair, psychologist from Nair's Epigenetic Wellness, providing online and offline support and guidance. Contact 9446 467779. You're sitting at your desk when your phone buzzes. It's a passive-aggressive text message from a coworker, and you can feel your pulse start to quicken. Your modern brain interprets those glowing pixels with the same life-or-death urgency our ancestors used to detect a predator in the tall grass. That sensory information hits the amygdala first, the brain's ancient emotional alarm system designed for survival and speed. A blind reaction occurs when this system bypasses the thinking part of your brain entirely, sending an instinctive command straight to your nervous system. Because this process is unconscious, you respond before you even realize you've started. You're operating on defensive, conditioned habits rather than the actual reality of the present moment. In an instant, you fire off a sharp, defensive reply, complete with the kind of typos you'll spend the next hour regretting. Inside, the damage is already done. Your body is flooded with cortisol and adrenaline, forcing your heart rate up and your digestive system to a halt. When we repeat this pattern for every minor inconvenience, we reinforce the idea that our internal state is a byproduct of our environment. Over time, this builds into a cycle of learned helplessness, where our mood and peace of mind are permanently held hostage by external events. Let's pull the timeline back to the start, the exact microsecond that text message arrives, to observe a different neural path. An intentional response requires routing that signal upward into the prefrontal cortex, the seat of logic, empathy, and long-term planning. Viktor Frankl, the neurologist and Holocaust survivor, identified this biological rerouting as the space between stimulus and response. He believed our power to choose resides entirely within that space. Choosing an intentional response leaves the intensity of your anger or hurt intact, while stripping the emotion of its power to drive your actions. You can physically pry open that space using the 3-second rule. One deep, diaphragmatic breath creates a physical disruption in the amygdala hijack, buying your logic centers time to wake up. Psychological distance follows by practicing name it to tame it, silently labeling the surge, "there is insecurity," or "I am feeling frustrated," separates your identity from the chemical spike. You step out of the feeling and into the role of the observer. You are no longer the anger, you are the one witnessing it. Shifting into curiosity then neutralizes the remaining defensive instinct, asking what a situation is trying to teach you, or what pain the other person might be carrying, acts as a natural antidote to rage. Finally, use the inevitable failures as data. Running a post-mortem after a blind reaction helps you identify the physical triggers and bodily sensations that precede a snap, making you harder to blindside next time. These tools act as the active machinery required to expand that space and reclaim your agency from your instincts. Back in our alternate timeline, you take that breath. You send a measured text stating you need 10 minutes to process before finishing the conversation. That single choice prevents the cascade of defensive retorts that typically leave permanent scar tissue on a relationship. This data shows the cumulative biological return. While chronic reactivity creates jagged, constant spikes of cortisol, the intentional pause activates the parasympathetic nervous system, signaling to the body that it is safe. Over a lifetime, this shift protects your physical health from the chronic inflammation, fatigue, and burnout that follow a state of constant high alert. The highest quality of life is found in the quiet confidence that you are the architect of your own peace, regardless of the chaos happening outside. Thank you for watching. This content was presented by Ajit Kumar Nair, psychologist from Nair's Epigenetic Wellness, providing online and offline support and guidance. Contact 944 64 67779.